Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Lost Angel of Havoc, aka Laytato, the one and only High Priest of the congregation. Welcome back to another installment of Laytato Clips, where we've got a little bit of everything. Now, as you may recall, a few months ago, Bungie announced that Destiny 2's upcoming expansion, The Final Shape, originally scheduled to release February 29th of this year, had been delayed until June. Now, initially, there wasn't a whole lot of information available as to what would tide players over in the interim. Unlike the planned delay between Season of the Lost and The Witch Queen, where we got the 30th anniversary pack, this time there was no mention of a mid-season release to fill the gap. However, over the last 3 weeks, the dev team at Bungie has done 3 live streams unveiling what's coming with Into the Light, a content infusion to bridge the gap between what remains of Season of the Wish and the conclusion of the Light and Dark saga in The Final Shape. Into the Light launches at Reset on Tuesday, April 9th, so let's break it all down. First, we have a brand new activity called Onslaught. Now, narratively, the point of Onslaught is that the Witnesses' forces are attacking the last safe city to try and stop us from entering the portal once Crow establishes the bridge with Mara and Osiris. It's a 3-player horde mode activity with defensive mechanics similar to Escalation Protocol. Now, there will be different maps for Onslaught, but during the live stream, they only had gameplay of the Midtown map. Shax will be the NPC personality tied to Onslaught. Now, the goal of the activity is to protect the ADU from oncoming waves of enemies. There will be 3 different difficulty offerings. The Ritual Playlist version of Onslaught goes up to 10 waves, while the Standard and Legend version goes up to 50 waves. Now, inside of the activity, the difficulty also ramps up every 10 waves, similar to how it does in activities like the Coil from Season of the Wish. The Legend version of Onslaught will also be similar in difficulty to GMs and will have champions and weekly modifiers. The activity starts you at one of 3 possible locations. Defending a location consists of 10 waves. The first 9 waves are divided into 3-wave rounds, while mostly focused on defending the ADU, but some waves may open a portal to a pyramid ship for you to take the fight to the forces of the Witness on their turf. The 10th wave teleports you back on board the pyramid ship to fight a boss. The boss has no immune phases, and instead, there's different augments that increase your boss damage for the rest of the encounter. There is a loot chest once you defeat the boss. Now, there will be defense units that can be deployed throughout the activity. They can be upgraded as well using a currency called scrap that you collect as you go through the mode, defeating enemies and so on. If a defense unit is destroyed, however, it will need to be repurchased and re-leveled. Also, the available defense units to deploy are random at each defense point. Now, when it comes to scrap, it is earned by the fire team as a whole, but players get their own amount of scrap to spend independently. Also, throughout the mode, you will encounter enemy types called saboteurs that will drop ADU batteries upon defeat. These can be thrown at the ADU to restore its health if it's taken damage. Using ADU batteries always grants scrap. There will also be bonus objectives that appear from time to time throughout the activity, and completing them will reward players with a heavy ammo crate so they can replenish their ammunition. Now that we've covered Onslaught, what's next should be pretty obvious, right? I mean, after all, what would new content in Destiny be without new areas to explore, incredible loot to chase, and god rolls to acquire? All that said, we're getting a new social space called the Hall of Champions. Now, this area will share similarities with Xur's Treasure Hall from the 30th anniversary pack. The Hall of Champions is filled with Shax iconography and holograms, and Shax and Arcite themselves are the vendors of this area. Shax will have Onslaught bounties and reputation rewards. His rep is called Hype, which I think is pretty dope. And Arcite will have weekly quests. Now, I know. I said loot, and you're probably like, get to the loot. So, we're going to get to the loot. First, there's a Brave armor set, which consists of a new, redesigned take on the original Parade armor from Vanilla Destiny 2. When it comes to weapons, the team was tasked with finding 12 of the most iconic and memorable legendary weapons across the entire history of Destiny. The weapons were pulled from many different sources, including past raids, the Black Armory, and even Destiny 1. These weapons have been brought forward and have been updated with new perk pools, and they are the Forbearance Grenade Launcher from Witch Queen's Vow of the Disciple raid, the Succession Sniper Rifle from Beyond Light's Deepstone Crypt raid, the Falling Guillotine Vortex Frame Sword from Season of the Arrivals, the Recluse Submachine Gun from Season of the Drifter, the Mountaintop Grenade Launcher from Season of the Forge, Hammerhead from... Sorry, I got a little emotional because Hammerhead's one of my favorite guns from Black Armory, and Blast Furnace, another favorite, which was a pulse rifle also from the Black Armory, aka Season of the Forge, Edge Transit, a heavy grenade launcher from Forsaken, which devs even confirmed was brought back purely for the memes, although the updated perks make it pretty nice. There's also Luna's Howl, a hand cannon from Forsaken, and the Midnight Coup hand cannon from Destiny 2 Year 1's Leviathan raid, the Hung Jury SR4 scout rifle from the Taken King, and last but most certainly not least, Elsie's rifle. What is Elsie's rifle? Stranger's rifle. But we know the stranger, or exo-stranger, is Elsie Bray, so she's no longer a stranger. I think that's also a pretty nice touch. But all these weapons make up what they are calling the Brave Arsenal. Brave Arsenal weapons come with a brand new origin trait called Indomitability, where final blows grant grenade energy when using a light subclass, i.e. Arc, Solar, and Void, and melee energy when using a darkness subclass, i.e. Strand and Stasis. Luna's Howl, originally a 180 RPM hand cannon, is now a 140 RPM hand cannon, and this was done to give a higher reward for more effort with the rework of Magnificent Howl, which now the number of precision final blows affects the total rounds granted with increased range and damage. Precision final blows while Magnificent Howl is active also extends the effect for additional rounds. The Recluse's Master of Arms perk, like Magnificent Howl for Luna's, is back as well as a potential perk option for drops of that weapon. It's also been reworked and brought in line with the current sandbox. There's also a new potential perk option for some of the Brave Arsenal weapons called Last Stand, where weapon final blows grant bonus damage and melee and grenade final blows grant a larger damage bonus that can be stacked. Now, there's an important point of note. There will be limited edition variants of the Brave Arsenal weapons that have curated rolls and a special shiny ornament. Now, these limited edition variants can only be acquired throughout Into the Light. After the final shape launches, only the base versions of these weapons will be acquirable. Now, you can guarantee one of each weapon by doing our site's weapon quests. Now, the Brave Arsenal weapons will not be craftable, and only 6 will be available at launch. Originally, the remaining weapons were due to be released one at a time over the course of the 6 weeks following the launch of Into the Light. However, by that time, the final shape will be just around the corner, meaning that there would be less time for players to acquire limited edition variants of the weapons releasing later on. Needless to say, players were very, very vocal about their displeasure of this choice by Bungie to time gate some of the Brave Arsenal weapons. However, Bungie has come out and announced that due to player feedback and concerns, they are going to be making all of the Brave Arsenal weapons live in the game no later than April 30th. I just want to say thank you real quick to the community team and dev team at Bungie for reacting and responding so quickly to this feedback. It's things like this that make us as a community feel heard when we're giving feedback and sharing our thoughts on how things make us feel. All that said, a full article has been released going over the returning weapons and their potential perk pools, and I've linked that in the description of this video in case you want to dive a little bit deeper and prepare for your build crafting. Also, almost forgot to mention, the Shaxx holograms in the Hall of Champions will be holding the weapons from the Brave Arsenal, and these holograms can be approached to activate weapon attunement. Attunement allows you to augment the weapon drop rates in favor of a particular weapon, and all the chests in Onslaught will react to your current weapon attunement. Bungie also revealed the return of the Super Black Shader, and it's seemingly tied to the progression of Shaxx's rep rewards. And finally, we have come to the information provided from this week's stream, which is our final preview offer of what's to come. The Whisper and 0 Hour exotic missions have been reprised and will be coming back into the game. Whisper returns on April 9th with Into the Light's launch, while 0 Hour will return sometime in May. Their related exotics, the Whisper of the Worm and Outbreak Perfected, will also be craftable, and there will be weekly quest lines to unlock additional perk options, seemingly similar to how other craftable exotics have worked in recent years. If you have the catalyst for these weapons already unlocked, that version will be available to be crafted with the catalyst already equipped. Now, Whisper of the Worm is also getting additional reserve ammunition, up to 24 from 18. There will be a normal version of both activities that will have 40-minute timers and a legend version of these activities that have their original 20-minute timers. The devs also mentioned that mob density and featured enemy types have been tweaked a little bit considering how powerful we Guardians have become in recent years. Furthermore, the secret chest locations for each activity have been changed to keep the mystery until they're once again found. So if you were out there making like videos and everything of the original missions back in their heyday, you're gonna have to do it again. Also, 0 hours keycard system has also been changed to something else entirely. The ships associated with both of these activities, the 1,000 Wings and the Scrap CF71791, have undergone some makeovers as well and will be completely new and can be acquired. Now, if you unlock the original version of both of these ships when these activities were around initially, those versions will remain where they are. The new versions of these ships will take up an entirely new inventory slot, so don't you worry. And lastly, they revealed the new PvP map pack that will be launching on May 7th. And the maps included are set on Europa, Neomuna, and Nezarek's Pyramid. Now, I have some additional nuggets before I go that were mentioned as a part of these live streams as well, and I just wanted to recap them for you here real quick. We are getting an extra 100 vault spaces when the final shape drops, bringing the total number of vault spaces to 600. We are getting a new Pantheon raid boss gauntlet, where further details will be revealed in a future TWID. Into the Light itself will have a title and seal associated with it called Brave. Also on April 9th, players can look forward to being able to update the looks of their character, whether they want to change their hairstyle or maybe add a facial marking, remove one, whatever have you. Players will also receive a name change token, so for all my random Guardians out there that just have like Guardian and a set of numbers, now's your time to get yourself an updated username. Also, if you're a player that has been itching to get into Destiny, but you're worried about the barrier to entry, you want to jump in with your friends and get right to it, but you got to do all this tutorial stuff, new light campaign and all that stuff. Starting on April 9th, you can actually choose to skip the new light campaign. You can just load in, pick up the gift of the Thunder Gods that will give you gear and weapons to bring you up to the powerful cap, and you can just get right into the action with your friends. We're also going to be getting a special developer preview of the final shape on April 9th at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 Eastern. And y'all, I'm excited. I'm very excited and ecstatic. I actually even got emotional at the weapon preview live stream just because I miss my hammerhead and my blast furnace. But I'm very much looking forward to this coming reset, April 9th, getting into the Light, getting into Onslaught. I love horde modes, and these are all the things that make Destiny fun for me. And honestly, if you're not playing for fun, then like, what are we doing? Anyway, if you're still here, thank you so much for sticking around. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful in any way, please do me a solid and give it a thumbs up. It's a little bit, but it does go a long way in terms of helping the channel grow. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Once again, my name is Los Angel of Havoc. Thank you for watching Late Tato Clips. We will see you next time, friends. Same late time, same late channel.